welcome everyone to another RLH race. Right now we're in category 1 here in France, we're the quickest drivers race, of course, so I'm very excited for this race. Let me just enable everything. Who's the first car? It seems like a Racing Point of Keza. Keza is the C2 driver who is a reserve for Racing Point right now. So we'll see what he can do against the C1 boys. I know he's a quick drive on the pad, so we'll see what times he can set. I have got confirmation from the weather people. It is a rain at the start, dry at the end. So I'm not sure if that means in quali there's rain. Seems like a dry quali. So I think rain at the start of the race and then dry at the end. Keza, we'll check Keza's stats. Championship battles also heating up, of course. Keza is P11 in C2, but having said that, he can have a good race nonetheless in C1. So we'll hop on board with him for his first lap. Yeah, Keza came 10th in C1, which is not bad. Now we'll see him start his lap going a bit wide to start his lap first. He's gone very wide, but here he comes. DRS enabled and overtake max fuel. Bit of traffic up ahead, they get out of the way. Nicely got Dog Ups, gets out of the way to the right, now swiping to the left, taking all the curb. Nice run so far in Sector 1 for Keza. Very technical Sector 1 here in France. Nicely done, and Yari gets out the way nicely there. Yeah, very easy to drift in this place of the track, so very easy on the traction. Keza on his banker lap, going down the long straight here. Yeah, taking lots of curb here, making sure not to invalidate. Goes down to second gear. Took lots of curb there, so that's nice from Keza. Can I have some comments on the audio, please, just to check? Thanks. As Wesley retires from the session, what's happened to Wesley? In the Williams, we'll check with... Oh, he just spun it there. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Wesley. Let's go to who are we on? Keza. Keza just finishing on his lap. It's not very good news for the Williams people. Unlucky for Wesley, but he's a good driver. Let's see what we can do in the race. As we see Keza finishing off his lap. Just a bank lap for him so far. DRS enabled. And he goes P1 with a 128.8. So nice lap from him. Mercedes crosses the line. He's just on his out lap. Who can we check? We'll go on board with Yari for a bit as I check the comments quickly. He's invalidated. Because Mark has overtook Keza. Mark is a new driver, of course, for those of you that don't know. He just came in C1, very fast driver. Donkey Dan's had an unfortunate first lap. He's done a 136.9. And IRS M Cloud, who won the race in Austria last time, does a 128.5. As DeLuca does a 128.2, just crossing the line. What a lap from DeLuca there. Justice does a 128.2. Go on board with Sminotla on the pad. He does a 128.2 as well, matching the top leaders' times. I think that's a slow McLaren now, I'm not sure. Of REL Ferg. He goes pole, 127.5. What a lap from Ferg. About 6 tenths, 4-5 tenths higher than Mark. What a lap by the McLaren driver. Pretty impressive by him. I think that's a Mercedes. Jordan Mason, yeah it is. DRS enabled, where does he come? He goes P7 just behind his teammate. As Dog Arbs goes P2 with a 28.0. Nice lap from Dog Arbs, the Turkish driver in C1. Because on the lap he'll be looking to improve on his first set of tyres and maybe get up there with a C1, boys. Thanks Eva for your comment. Thanks Matter. I think he's supporting Yari. Kez has improved by about 10th in Sector 1. See if there's improvement in the split. Because there's yellow flags for a racing point. I think he's just getting out of the way. Kez improves, but no, he doesn't improve, unfortunate. Jonathan Cox is finishing off his lap. He does a P10 129.0. That's a Ferrari of Invisible 129.7. Decent lap by the German driver. Let's go. Mason is going into pits. What's that? Is that Renault? Renault just getting out of the way of a racing point of Keza, I think. He's still on his lap. Let's see if he improves. He wasn't improving in Sector 2. And he decides to go into the pits. Really impressed by RLH. I'm not sure if he's new or not. But regardless of that, he's in a very nice lap. What's can we hop on board with? I think Ecos is on the out lap. Yari, Prince and Donkey Dan haven't set a lap yet. We'll follow Prince Killer, obviously a very experienced driver in C1. So we'll see what he can do. As a challenger was shabby last season, I think, if I'm right. Hopefully he can set a nice time without invalidating here. Taking lots of curve on the left in 5th gear. Bit of lifting there. Nicely done through Sector 1 so far. Oh, Prince Killer going very, yeah, unfortunately it validates. That's a bit unfortunate for Prince Killer. He was on a decent lap there. He won't be very happy. I think, has Yari just started the lap now? Yeah, he has. He still hasn't set a time, so we'll see where he can go. Really nicely done in turn 1 there. Oh, he's validated it again. Unfortunate. I think that's Mark. I think he's a new driver. He's on his out lap. See if we can get a hot lap without someone invalidating. Unfortunately, we know it's so easy to invalidate, and that was very close to another invalidation, but lucky for Mark. Yeah, looking very fast in this Williams. Yeah, he's a 10th up, looking to challenge Dog Arbs in the Renault MP2. Fastest Sector 1, I believe. DRS enabled. A couple of drivers in the pit now. Going to the right, braking just before the 50-meter board, down to 4th, down to 3rd, then a bit of a lock up back up to 4th, taking all the covers on left there. Oh, and he's improved by 5/10, really looking to challenge the provisional pole time there. So I'll be cheering on Mark and the Williams, of course. Now through this twisty final sector that I do not like very much. As Ecos Thiago gets a 127.9. What a, yeah, he's lost. Yeah, he just lost it there. Unfortunate for Mark. He was on a very good lap looking to challenge pole. But a nice lap from the Racing Point driver there to take P2. Is that a Mercedes of M Cloud? Yeah, up by 5/10. So it'll be in the 128.0s, challenging P3 and P2. Here he comes, M Cloud, who did take the win last time in Austria, if I'm right. Really nicely done through that sector there, through that section. I think he'll be up by quite a lot in the split. Let's see, he's up by 8/10. What a lap from McLeod. Can he challenge provisional pole here? Here he comes, trying not to lose it like CRL Mark did. Yeah, taking all the cover on the right. Going down into 5th or 4th gear, he decides to go down to 4th. Then at this last little hairpin here, very nicely done. Can he challenge pole? Can he challenge P2? We'll see. He crosses the line. He does challenge pole. He does a 1:27.2. What a lap from the Mercedes driver, showing why he won the race last time out in Austria. What a lap by the Mercedes driver there. Here can we hop on board with maybe the Mercedes of Jordan Mason. Yeah, I think he's just finishing off his lap. He ends up in improvement, but stays P9 for now. An AlphaTauri of Donkey Dan. Yes, he goes to P3. 1:27.7. Evil Master will be very happy in the comments. Obviously an AlphaTauri driver as well. Smilot's on the outlap. DeLuca's on a lap. DeLuca's in a fast sector 2. 2/10 up on his time. Looking to challenge around P5, P6, P4 maybe. Because I think I missed Ariel Ferg's lap maybe, as he does a 1:27.5, so sorry about that. As Prince gets out of the way there, trying to set a lap after not invalidating the last one. After invalidating the last one, sorry. Here comes DeLuca in the Red Bull. He will be looking to improve. He does a 1:27.9, goes into P5. Look at Prince, hopefully. Fingers crossed he doesn't invalidate this one. Here he comes. Yeah, through turn 1. Just before the 50-meter board. Down to 5th, down to 4th. I think he's been a bit cautious here. He just wants to set a lap. And try not to invalidate it on the limits, as again, nearly invalidating again where he did it last time. Trying to save it, but he definitely lost a few tenths there. An Alfa Romeo, yeah. And what's up with Yari? He's also on a lap. He does a faster sector 1, I think. So we'll hop on board with him. I don't know what the Alfa Romeo is doing there. Just cutting across there. But regardless, what can Prince do? In 5th gear, they're going a bit wide. And maybe just taking a late apex. Let's see where he can come. Yeah, going to the last hairpin now in 2nd gear. DRS enabled. He goes into P4, 107.8. Nice lap from him. What about Smilot? He's invalidated, unfortunately. We were looking at Yari, who's a fast driver but hasn't yet set a time. I think he can now. Yari goes across the line and he does a... Oh, P2, 127.4. Yeah, he is a fast driver, very fast driver. Unfortunately, invalidated his first 2 or 3 runs, but not this time. P2. Who can we follow? Smilot invalidated. Maybe Alfa Romeo or Ecos, who went P2 or P3 but has now gone down due to others improving. He's improved by a 10th, so he'll be looking for that P5, P4 spot, maybe in front of Prince. Is that... no, they're both going into pits, both drivers in front of him. What can DIV do? Going down to 4th. Will he go down to 1st or opt for 2nd? He opts for 1st. Short shifting up to 3rd. DRS enabled, it crosses the line. Looking to get that P4 spot. What does he get? He gets the P3 spot with a 127.5 just in front of Ariel Ferg. He'll be on an outlap now trying to improve. As Prince decides to hop into the pits. Here comes Ferg now. Braking at the 50-meter board. Nice late braking from Ferg. as Yari's retired from the session. I don't know if that's on track or in the pits. I think it's in the pits, and he improves by half a tenth. Looking to challenge P2 as Yari retires in the pits. Doesn't think he can improve, or doesn't have the tyres maybe. Breaking just before the 50-meter board here, down to 4. So there's someone in front of him. I think it's a racing point. Completely goes through those barriers. As Keza retires from the session in the pits as well, improving by half tenth. Yeah, so you can surely get that P2 spot, maybe even P1 if he really pushes the sector 3. Bit of traffic of, I think that's Ecos in front of him, but he gets out the way nicely. Here comes Ferg, improving by at least half a tenth, we know. So I reckon he'll get that P2 spot easily. Bit of a lock up there, but that won't affect his time too much as Siagi retires on track. Ferg he gets pole, 127.1, so he did push hard in that final sector, and I think that might be the actual pole for the race, but with so many people improving, you never know. Look at these people on their outlaps. Who can we watch for now? I think DeLuca's just starting a lap, we're going board with them. DeLuca trying to impress, trying to get to that top spot in the qualifying results. Oh no, he's lost the car there, and he's gone off, and he's invalidated, unfortunately. Quite unfortunate for him. Donkey Dan's also starting a lap. We'll go on board with Smilot. He hasn't had much screen time so far. I think that was a steady turn 1 for him. We'll see the split in a bit. Yeah, nicely in 4th gear by Smilot on the pad, of course. Bit of a lock up, but that's fine. Improves by nearly a tenth there. So of course C2 is so close that he can gain a couple of positions easily as McLeod retires from the session. The Mercedes of Jordan Mason are no, still on board with Smilot. Here he comes, a Red Bull driver. Improving by nearly 2 tenths. He'll be able to challenge the likes of Prince and Donkey Dan at this rate, if he doesn't mess it up in sector 3 in turn 11. Here comes a British driver now, going through turn 12. Takes it in 4th gear. I think that's Dog Abs or Justice crossing the line. But here comes Spinotler. Spinotler does he improves by 2 tenths, goes for 127.6. In front of Prince and Donkey Dan goes P5. Justice goes P7 with 127.7. I think that's CRL Mark on a lap. Oh no, he's waving about. Yeah, I don't know. But that's it. That's our qualifying session over. And I'll give you guys the results after. And really nice and tight qualifying session there. Ferg takes pole, McLeod takes P2, and Yari, the Dutch driver, takes P3. Ferg really impressive with a 127.1, and McLeod with a 127.18. So really impressed by these drivers there. Wesley unfortunately retiring, of course, because of the C2 driver and P15. Yeah, unfortunate for Wesley there, but really close in this midfield area, see. So we'll see who can gain the most positions in the race and if can win the race. Yep, as of course they told us that it would be a wet race start and a dry race ending, so we'll see. It'll be very hard for these drivers on the wet conditions. Everyone on the intermediate tyres, it looks like, so it'll be interesting with strategy and with conditions, with the pack being so close together. Just waiting for everyone to choose their strategies now. Yeah, we're all ready now. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. If Codemasters takes me to them, yeah, yes, Codemasters does. Here we go then. Ariel Ferg takes pole. IRS McLeod takes P2. Yara takes P3. Thiago takes P4. Impressive lap from Smilala on the pad in P5. Jonathan takes P6. Justice takes P7. Donkey Dan takes P8. Prince takes P9. Dogabs takes P10. DeLuca takes P11, CRL Mark to P12, Jordan P13, 14th is Invisible, 15th is Keza in the Racing Point, and to close out the grid is Wesley, the Dutchman, in P16. So not looking at like the great qualifying session from Williams, but let's see if they can fight back in the race in these wet conditions. Justus, the very fast driver, championship leader in the Dams reserve team, fortunately he's not with us today, otherwise I'm sure he'd be up there in the qualifying session. Shaq says, come on Berserk Master, really rooting for Spinotler there. Drive trying to not been on the formation lap already. Yeah, really bad conditions for the drivers now. Of course, we had a in C2 we had a wet race last time, and it didn't turn out well for me. So hopefully these guys don't have any issues. Big gap between the pack and the Invisible actually. They're all closing together now. Right, we're all good now. Ready to go for the start of this C1 French Grand Prix. Really tricky to get a good start, especially on no traction control and wet conditions, of course. You're going to have to short shift a lot. You're going to have to be easy on the throttle as much as you'd like to go hard on it. So we'll see what they can do. Yeah, well, two drivers just getting to the end of the pack now as we start the race. No lights for me. Yeah, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, and it's lights out and away we go. That's a quick start there. You can get the best start of the McLaren. Is it? Yeah, McLaren gets a flying start, and the Mercedes is a bit behind. Let's see if you can get if there's any carnage. There's no carnage so far as I can see. Yeah, surprisingly in the wet conditions. Yeah, maybe a bit of contact, but nothing bad as the Renault goes off. I think that's Dog Arbs that's gone off. But all good so far. Let's have a look at the lead. Codemaster's messing up my tables, but McLeod is not too far off Ferg. Oh, a bit of a oh, he's gone through the board there. Thiago not having the best of action. He's had a bit of a spin there, tiny spin. Will the Renault go for the move here? He decides not to. Lots of close gaps here, especially with Mark and Jonathan. Jonathan being really easy on the traction here. Can DeLuca take advantage of this fight? He does choose to take advantage of the fight with overtake. Can DeLuca get past the Williams driver? Williams driver still holding on. Here comes DeLuca on the inside. On the inside, bit of contact there. Really struggling. Oh, and there's been a spin. No, the Red Bull driver's gone into the Mercedes driver. But I don't think there's been any front wings lost, so that's alright. Smilotla on the back of Donkey Dan. Will he get superior traction into here? In second gear. Can he get the traction? He does get the traction over Donkey Dan on the pad. And he gains the position from Donkey Dan. Nice move from Smilotla there. Nice racecraft from him. Invisible on the back of Dog Arbs. Not yet. We'll stay with this battle for P5 here. So a really big train here, in death, yeah. So we'll see if anyone slips their throttle pedal or just spins it. Have a look at the position changes. Mark has gained the most positions. He was back in P12, up into P9. So it's Keza and Wesley. Wesley was in last, of course, after retiring, but really impressive from him. And Keza, the C2 driver, both drivers really looking good in the race so far. Stay on board on this big train over here. As Donkey Dan goes a bit wide. Wesley, can he close in on Keza? Trying to get the traction. Really easy to lose it through here. Here comes Wesley, can he get the traction? Using overtake. But I think it's not possible in wet weather conditions to take that risk, of course. Here comes Jonathan on the back of Donkey Dan. Not yet, but lots of close gaps. Mostly all of the field within 1 second, that's really nice to see. Ferg sort of running away from here, from P2, but not just yet. Cloud really staying on the back, trying to get another win in C1. A bit of battling between Prince and Keza, as we saw earlier. Wesley's dropped back a little, hasn't he? Fighting with Prince. Here comes the Williams driver. Yeah, not want to take risks in this wet weather conditions. I think they know from their experience not to take many risks right now, and they can push it at the end. But Prince not looking very good. Do that little section there. Can Wesley take advantage of this and overtake him? Wesley also slipping himself. Jonathan's really close to Donkey Dan. Will he overtake Donkey Dan like we saw Smilotla do just a couple of laps ago? No, not yet. Keep on board with Prince Killer and Wesley. Wesley's dropped back a little. Prince is still on the back of Keza. Oh, and there's yellow flags. What's that for? Is that Dog Arbs? Yeah, it is Dog Arbs. Unfortunate for him. I think he had a spin earlier on too. As Invisible also gets a penalty. So Dog Arbs and Invisible has had a collision, unfortunately. We'll look at Wesley. Still, little three-man train here. Prince and Wesley desperately trying to get past Keza, but at the same time not wanting to take any risks. Can Prince get the superior traction on the straight? No, Keza runs away with it. Mark not gaining. Yeah, as we see, Ferg has now got a 1 second lead on McLeod. So Ferg has been really impressive throughout this race, in quali and in race, in the wet weather conditions as well, proving that he can drive in every condition quite fast. So we'll see if he can run away with the lead here. As Prince looking to get the better traction on Keza, but still I don't think he can make the move yet. Ferg sets another fastest lap of the race with a 1:41.8. His teammate now really on the gearbox of Keza. Surely he'll go for the move now as Mason goes into the pits. Here comes Prince with overtake. Gaining, but to the very end now he's running out of straight. He goes for the move round the outside. Can Prince get the move done? Keza is fighting for his life, but Prince does get the move done. Will Keza fight back? Keza does choose to fight back. The C2 driver using overtake now. Not yet going for the move. Yeah, he has to concede the position. Oh no, he is going for the move again. Pushes Prince a bit. Wesley taking full advantage of this situation. Can he make a double overtake? No, he can't, unfortunately. This is a great battle, 3-man battle here. Keza takes the advantage over Prince, desperately trying to get position back. But look at Wesley. Look at Wesley with his overtake. Oh, and he put... Oh no. And Keza's retired for the session. That's surely a safety car. It is. Oh no, that's very unfortunate. Wesley gets a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure whose fault that was there. Maybe Keza moved over. Maybe Wesley just went into him. We don't know. I'm not going to blame anyone yet. Really unfortunate for Keza. He was defending quite hard, wanting to make an impression in C1. Ended very badly for him, so sorry for Keza there, as there's a safety car now. And wet conditions are drying out. See if anyone chooses to pit, because they're Jeff. See if Ferg decides to pit. It is getting quite dry, so maybe he'll take the bet. He does go into the pits. McLeod follows. Yari follows. Going to be a very stacked pit lane, I think. Siagi decides not to follow, just as follows. Smilotler doesn't follow. So mixed opinions here. Donkey Down follows. Jonathan follows. Mark. Wesley decides not to. Prince follows him. Decides not to. DeLuca goes in. We'll see what Dog Arbs will do. McLeod goes onto the mediums. Ferg decides to go onto the softs. So really different strategies coming into play here. Once Dog Arbs go onto, he does go into the pits. And lucky for Jordan and Invisible, they just went into the pits. So they'll have to make their way back from the back of the grid. I wonder what these top three are thinking, staying on these intermediate tyres. I'm not quite sure, because if they pit now, in the second lap of the safety car, then they'll be quite screwed and they'll be at the back of the grid, and McLeod and Ferg will gain back their P1s. Maybe there's more rain later on, we don't know. Look at the position changes so far. Wesley's gained 13th positions. Obviously he'll still pit, but still 13 positions. Great job from Wesley there. Keza said in the C1 chat, Wesley penalty needs removing, it was my fault. So well done to Keza there, putting his hand up for the incident. So I think we'll have a long wait for the safety car. Lots of people have to catch up. Obviously Invisible at plumb last, having to pit again. Unfortunate for him, for the German driver, but maybe he can make his way back. He is a good driver, of course. Wesley and Prince getting quite close. Yeah, I think another, surely another lap. Wesley's the only driver that's got a warning so far. Yeah, he's got 5 seconds of penalties. I'll have a look at race director. He's on 2 warnings. No one for now. So there's lots of people. Yeah, they go to the pits. They're going to lose lots of positions. I reckon they should have pitted a bit earlier, but I think that they don't want to double stack. That's why they didn't pit. But impressive that none of these drivers are getting any penalties, especially in these conditions. But well done to them. Ferg retains his lead, just behind the safety car and McLeod, and then Yari. They're all keeping their quality positions. Mark has gone up 6 places. Well done to the Williams driver there on the soft tyres. This is going to be a nice battle now, switching from wet weather to dry weather. Now McLeod can maybe show off his true pace on those mediums, but I think Ferg will run away on those softs. Just as maybe taking advantage of Yari's hards, getting in front of him on a different strategy. Mark also looking to gain even more positions. Just trying to warm up his tyres, Ferg. Trying to get the best start as possible and get away from that Mercedes that's been on his back the whole time. He was saying that Mark chose the right strat by going onto the softs. We'll see. Hards can't last to the end. So if Evil's right, then Yari, Thiago and Smalola and Prince and Jonathan and Jordan will all have to pit again. He tried it, he says. So yeah, he probably is right. Let's see how this restart's going to be from Ferg. See if he can get a nice restart as McLeod trying to stay as close to him as possible. Quite far away McLeod, but I think he's just trying to get the best exit he can. Trying to not get baited by Ferg in the McLaren. Let's see when Ferg decides to go. Oh, one more lap for the safety car. Yeah, one more lap. Invisible needs to get on the back. Matter says, but McLeod 007 wins anyway. Yeah, you might be right. We'll see. One more lap for the safety car. Waiting for Invisible to catch up to the pack. Invisible just taking his time. And just trying to get his brain in to get as many positions after the safety car for the remaining 20 or so laps. Rest of the field trying not to get any penalties, clashing with each other on safety cars. Of course it's very easy, the lights of tap can give you, Codemasters can give you a penalty for that. What's happening? Don't know. Yeah, Wesley still looking impressive. Mark's still looking impressive. Surely safety cars in this lap. Oh, very close there between Donkey Dan and Sierra and Mark. Wesley getting rid of his penalty in the pit, so that can't be removed now by the stewards. Now it's interesting to see when Ferg will just drop it and go. Is safety car in this lap? I think so. Surely not one more lap. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, safety car is in this lap. So we'll see when Ferg will go. This will be very interesting. decides to floor it now. What's the gap? McLeod tried his best to stay close to him, but he is in the 1 second window now. Unfortunate for him. Mark on his soft tyres. Really getting close to Donkey down here. As Jordan Mason gets in front of DeLuca in the Red Bull. Maybe DeLuca's had a bit of a moment there. Here comes Mark on the back of Donkey Dan now with overtake. On those soft tyres against the hard. Surely Donkey Dan will give up the position easily. But no, Donkey Dan is not giving up the position. Very close to contact there, but Mark stays in P6. Mark will be looking for the switchback. He does go for the switchback. Can he make the move? Donkey Dan really defending hard. Sort of a power slide through that corner there. But I think Mark using overtake doesn't want to waste it too much. Nice defending from Donkey Dan, I have to admit. As we look at Spinotla on the back of Thiago. Not close enough so far. Wesley not close enough so far. Stick with Mark on the back of Donkey Dan. Right in the gearbox of Donkey Dan. So is Justice on the back of Yari. But Mark is way closer. Defo warning for Max as Evil Master, I think so as well. Here comes... Oh, very nice racing by these two. Maybe a bit aggressive from Donkey Dan, but he's still fair. Still very fair, as I think Donkey Dan makes a mistake or lets him... No. Still fighting. What a fight for P5 and P6. Williams driver gets ahead eventually, and Donkey Dan put up a fight, but unfortunately couldn't last there for much longer. Dog Arb's really taking advantage of this position. Of course, Donkey Dan run out of ERS deployment for this lap, and Dog Arb's easily moves past the AlphaTauri driver, and Evil Master won't be very happy with that. Let's have a look at who else. Wesley on the back of Prince, and Prince on the back of Simnotla now. And here comes Wesley on the back of Prince. Yeah, still gaps are too big for anyone to push through. What about Mark? Mark is gaining on the soft tyres, but the gap's a bit too big for now. With Iris McLeod now 1.7 seconds behind Ferg. Ferg really pushing on those softs as hard as he can. To get ahead of McLeod by as much of a gap as he can. Really nice battle for the P8 position here. Thiago's actually running away with it. So actually the battle for P9. Here comes Prince really on the gearbox of Spinotla. Doesn't go for the dive here. Spinotla has a massive lock up there. I think DRS is enabled. No, not yet. Wesley will be really trying to get past these hard runners now. Trying to take advantage of the soft tyres at least. Here he comes, nice exit. Prince always looking weak in that area, unfortunately, especially in quali where he invalidated one of his laps. But having said that, Prince has DRS as well, so I think he'll stay in front of Wesley. What can Prince do to Spinotla? Round the outside, if he can make... No, he can't make this move. Well defended from Spinotla. And the gap's too far ahead now, but here comes Wesley with overtake on the soft tyres with a massive slipstream. Extremely close to Prince. As DeLuca gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. Oh, here comes Wesley round the inside. Up the inside, sorry, of Prince. Bit of contact. Nice one by Wesley. Evil says Prince must be using a hard setup. We don't know. Here comes Prince though, back onto Wesley. Nice fighting by these two drivers here. Very experienced, very fast C1 drivers. As McLeod sets the fastest lap, looking to prove a point against the P1 leader Ferg. As Wesley has to give it the position there. Because here comes Jonathan Cox on those hard tyres. Will you make the move on Wesley? No, not just yet. Wesley defending quite hard. He'll have the superior traction, of course, as well. As DeLuca retires from the session in the... did he crash out? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened to him. As he leaves the session. Few gaps starting to form, few gaps starting to go closer together as well. McLeod I see is gaining whilst Ferg's soft started to drop off. Mark can't do anything for now as Ferg decides to go into the pits. See what tyres he jumps on. Ferg goes on. McLaren team puts on the fresh mediums for him. So he's going to drop way down the grid. He'll try to get back up to that P1 position as a sector 3 yellow flags. I think that's Jordan Mason, sorry. He just had a little spin there. Unfortunate for him on these hard tyres. Mark 4/10 behind Justice. Wesley also closing in on to the back of Prince Killer. As Jordan Mason retires from the session as well. Yeah, I can't check that again. I'm not sure what happened to him. Let's look at as Wesley gets in front of Prince. Prince looking for the switchback on these hard tyres. Can't do anything for now. Oh, yellow flag, that looks like a McLaren of Aria Ferg. Oh no, the leader, well basically the provisional leader, has spun unfortunately in sector 2. That's quite unfortunate for the McLaren driver. Maybe he will drop down to P2 or P3 now. Probably will, as Mark decides to go into the pits. He'll probably go into the mediums as well, like the McLaren driver did just there. Now McLeod has the free air to just push as hard as he can and taking advantage of Ferg's spin as well, as Mark does go into the medium tyres. Here comes Wesley on the back of Spinotler. He wants to make use of those softs as much as he can before they die out. Jordan Mason leaves the session, unfortunate for him. Wesley looks to be gaining extremely, but he won't go for the dive just yet. Spinotler has another lock up again. A nice fight for P4 now. Justice is in the 1 second window of Yari as Wesley decides to pit. He's had enough of these soft tyres now, going on to the mediums of course. No one really in the overtaking position yet, I think. As Ferg sets another fastest lap of the race. He's furious on those medium tyres. He wants the fastest lap. He wants his P1 back. Here comes Prince on Smilotler with DRS, ERS. Smilotler also having the same amount of ERS, but he decided not to use it. Will Prince get the move done on Smilotler? He breaks the latest. He decides not to go for the move yet. Who's that Prince? Bit of a lock up for Smilotler. Can anyone get in the position? I think Prince has dropped back a little. Yeah, no one being able to make the move just yet. Bit hard to make the move around France actually. Although it seems easy, it is quite risky once making the move. When you make the move, like we saw with Kez and Worsley, just there, before the safety car. McLeod is flying in this clean air on those mediums. Yari trying to get rid of Justice in the Renault, who was in the 1 second window before, has dropped off a bit now. Here comes Prince now. He's closer than ever. Surely he'll go for the move now. No, he still doesn't. Smilotler either breaks later or Prince doesn't go for it, but will he go for the... Yeah, no, he's a bit too far away. But here comes Thiago. Also a bit too far away. Yeah, Prince struggling to make the move on Smilotler. As Mark gets in front of Invisible, I think. So all these hard runners having a good battle between all of them. Gaps are very close now. Surely someone will go for the move. Prince trying to get a really good exit. He does get quite a good exit, but he gets on the curb a little bit. That would restrict his ability to make the move on Smilotler. Yeah, he's a bit too far just yet. It's really close to Smilotler through turn 1. What about Ferg on the back of Invisible? Invisible is on these hard tires. For about 10 laps now. So yeah, Ferg makes an easy move. On a different strategy, of course. Prince a bit too far away. Smilotler a bit too far away. Donkey down on the back of Dog Arbs. Oh, Donkey Tan, unfortunately the first one to get a realistic penalty. Oh, here comes Thiago. He's got a really nice exit through there. Nearly got pushed off by Donkey Dan. Donkey Dan just went a little wide there. As Justice goes into the pits. Can we have some predictions in the comments maybe about the top 3? Who's going to win the race? Yeah, really close battling here. Justice goes onto the fresh mediums. I'm loving these battling here for the P4 position. But no overtakes just yet. But here comes Smilotler. Surely you'll get the move done now. We'll see who breaks the latest out of the Racing Point and the Red Bull. And Spinola does make the move on the racing point. Nice move by the Red Bull driver. Can Prince take advantage of this? He does take advantage of this as Thiago just in the dirty air, leaves it a bit, trying to get on the traction really early, trying to get past Spinola, but he can't. Here comes Ferg on the back of Mark. Yeah, a bit far away through the exit of that corner. All of these people are using up their ERS now, except from Donkey Dan, who's saved it quite nicely actually. So well done to him. McLeod goes into the pits. McLeod, sorry. Right, who's closest now? Maybe Donkey Dan? No. McLeod decides to go into the pits. Just really close to Mark with overtake. Will he give the move? Oh, 3 wide through here. Just as of course on 4 lap pressure mediums, then Mark in the Williams. Prince is really close to Spinola with overtaking DRS. He gets the move done before the braking zone. What a move by Prince there. Will Spinola go for the revenge? Nah, he decides to stay back for now. What about Wesley on the back of Invisible? Yeah, easy move for Wesley there. On fresher tyres, of course. So Prince finally makes a move on Smilotler. And now trying to move forward and get Donkey down, unless Smilotler tries to fight back. As Thiago gets a 2-second time penalty and lucky for him. Spinola a bit far away on the exit of that corner. Here comes Prince. Bit too far. Donkey Dan gaining because Dogobs has no DRS, of course. Not able to make the move just yet though. What about Thiago on the back of Spinola? Prince got past him, but will Thiago also get past him? Yeah, of course, Spinola on only 20% ERS. Thiago having an advantage on 40%. He's really draining his battery here, but he decides to stay back for now. Maybe will he get the switchback? He does get a nice switchback here, but maybe Spinola's red light is flashing, which means he's under 10% ERS or out of deployment. But oh, up the inside, like we saw another driver do. He does get the move done, so we're not unfortunately having to concede to Thiago as well. As Prince really on the gearbox of Donkey Dan, just really close to some contact as well. Dogobs decides to jump to the pits. I think he'll put on some fresh softs. Comes Spinola and Thiago. Spinola trying to get Thiago again, but I think he dropped back a little there. Unfortunate. Cloud sets another fastest lap, 131.1. So although his teammate's out, he's not looking too shabby. Once all these people pit, of course Cloud will be in the lead. As Sector 1 yellow flags, looks like a Renault of Justice. Oh! That's a big incident there between Wesley and Justice. Really unfortunate. I think Wesley just went into Justice there. He won't be happy. Both drivers won't be happy. But especially Wesley, I think. Really unfortunate. Cloud on the back of Jonathan Cox. Cox would probably let him by. He's letting him by on the far left. I think all of these people should pit now onto fresh softs at least. Maybe they're still on the hards. Some people may think they can stay on the hards. Oh, Justice retired from the session. I don't think I'll be close enough to see what happened to him, but maybe just lost it because that spin he had really burning hot tyres. Hopefully the marshals don't take him away yet. Yeah, I think he's just lost it, or he's put himself into the barrier. Nah, surely not. I think he's probably lost it. As Yara decides to jump into the pits, will the rest follow? Donkey Dan decides not to follow, Prince decides not to follow, and Thiago decides not to follow. But Yari is going onto the fresh softs. Is he? Yeah, he is. Prince trying to take the lead of the rest of the hard runners if he can. Donkey Dan, of course, will not have DRS. Prince will try and cut this left corner as much as he can to get a best run onto the straight. Jonathan Cox gets another 3-second time penalty. Easy move by Prince, surely. Yeah, way before the braking zone. Gets a move done. I think a bit of fighting between Yari and Mark, but they're both on different strategies. Mark gets another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, these hard runners really fighting out nicely. Justice leaves the session. Will they pit now? Will they stay out? If they're staying out now, then surely they're just gonna stick onto the hards. Yeah. Where's he get the 3-second time penalty? Donkey Dan overtaking DRS. Prince. I don't think he's close enough to Prince just yet. Yari on these fresh softs, right on the back of Ferg. With overtake DRS, this will be an easy move surely. It is an easy move. Great move by the Haas Dutchman. Cloud really pushing. He's on the back of all these hard runners now. They'll be spinning and sliding everywhere. Here comes Thiago now. Lost it, but on the exit of the corner, as we've seen many drivers do. Worsley is stuck at the back of the grid now, unfortunately, with that incident with the Renault of Justice, which was none of his fault, no fault of his own. So quite unlucky for him, but these things happen with no ghosting in racing. Makes it a bit more realistic for the drivers, and just unfortunate for him. Thiago looking to get a good exit through this final corner. Cloud. So this is where it gets quite interesting. Cloud obviously has the pace to take the lead and win the race, but with all these 4 hard runners will do their best to slow him down, and with only 3 laps to go, but he will easily make the pass on Spinotler here. Then he has 3 other drivers to pass, and these drivers will be looking for the podium positions, and they won't let him by easily, of course. Does he get the move on Spinotler? Yes, he does. Now the next person to overtake is the Racing Point driver Thiago. Cloud really wants his second win after Austria. Ferg is looking good, but with his little spin he's back in P8. Wesley does a 129.7 on those 2 lap old softs. These hard runners not making it easy for themselves because they're fighting. They're not wanting to get eaten by the Mercedes of Cloud with 5 lap fresh mediums. Here comes Cloud now, staying back a little Oh, bit of contact. They're having to brake early on those old tyres. McLeod can't get the best of exits and is still stuck in P4, excruciating for him with only 2 laps to go. Barely. Here comes McLeod now. He's going to have to take some risks now if he wants to win this race or even get a podium position. He would get a podium position now. Look at penalties. Oh, my bad. Donkey Dan's 3-second time penalty. That's P2 for him. But P1 is not certain. Prince will try to defend for his life. Here comes McLeod. McLeod makes a move. What about Yari on Jonathan Cox? Yari makes a move on Jonathan Cox. Nice move. Now McLeod pushing to get past Prince in these final 2 laps. I don't think Prince will be able to put much of a fight, but I'm sure he will try. Bit of fighting between these 2 hard runners here. Donkey Dan on the Donkey Dan does get the move done on the Aggie, of course. Them both having time penalties. But our main focus is on McLeod in the Mercedes. See if he can make the move on Prince Killer. Prince Killer and has the DRS advantage over him. So will he make the move then into turn 1? Here comes McLeod. No, he doesn't make the move then. What about Thiago? No, he doesn't. Prince Killer gets a 3-second time penalty. That's unfortunate, but that now guarantees McLeod the win of the race unless he gets another penalty. But even if he does, I'm sure he'll overtake Prince on those really fresh tyres. So that's certain that McLeod has got the win, I think. But anything can happen in these final 2 laps. Sminotler, impressively, has no penalties. Neither does McLeod. Yeah, McLeod will make the move on Prince. I don't think Prince will put much of a fight. Yeah, he went. Donkey Dan on Thiago. Thiago retains the P3 position for now. Going for the switchback, Donkey Dan in the Alpha Tauri. Oh, he's gone back a little. At this rate, Sminotler in the Red Bull will get P2. I think. Yeah, he will. He will get P2. So, well done to him. Now our main focus is if Donkey Dan can overtake Thiago on the final lap as Markin. Oh, Ferg's had a puncture. In P8 he's had a puncture. How's he got that? 13 lap on mediums and he's got a puncture. This is the first time I've seen a puncture whilst commentating, so really lucky for Fergs. He's really angry that he gets a 5-second time penalty. He's not happy, he's retired from the session. Really raging right now. Fergs really not happy. Really unfortunate for him. He was looking very good in the race. Doggabs gets a 3-second time penalty. So get penalties. Jonathan's got the most for 9 seconds. Here comes Sminotler now. I don't think he really needs to make this move, maybe just for pride, but he's not going to make it. Sminotler, back of Donkey Dan. Can't do anything for now. What's that yellow flags with them? I think that's just Ferg. Sminotler on the final lap of this race. I don't think he'll go for the move. I think this is it. Yep. So, McLeod takes a win again here in France, weaving about. He's very happy. Prince takes provisional P2. Thiago takes P3. Donkey Dan P4, but Sminotler overtakes all of them. Gets P3, but not P2. Not P2. Cox gets P7, Mark gets P8, Dargavs gets P9. Cox has gone down to P9 with 9 taking the penalties. Invisible just a bit back. Quite an unfortunate race for the German driver. Getting to the final corner now, putting the power down. Invisible goes home in P10, and with the new point system, of course, he will get plenty of points. So will Wesley in P11. Yes, props to Wesley for sticking about in this race. Obviously not the unluckiest, not the luckiest race for him with that incident with the Renault. Still comes home in P11 though. And the Dutchman finishing us off with a nice evening, and he comes home in P11 in C2. That's it. So, the Mercedes driver takes the win again after Austria, so he'll be very happy. Prince gets driver of the day. I think that's deserved. That is quite deserved by him. Here he comes. What a race to get back those 4 positions from the hard runners in the final laps of this race. So well done to him. So the final standings. McLeod takes the win here in the French Grand Prix for Ricard. Prince takes P2, Smirnoff P3, Thiagi P4, Yari P5, Donkey Dan P6, Mark P7, Dogos P8, 9th is Jonathan, 10th is Invisible, 11th Wesley, our DNF's Fag, who unfortunately had a very good race but then had to, and then he retired in the pits due to an incident with a puncture. Justus P13, Mason P14, Taduka P15 and Keza P16, all our DNFs. Hope you had a good evening, and I'll see you next week for Spa.